You ever type a health question into a search bar, and then boom, it's like you're drowning in this sea of conflicting advice? One video says one thing, an article says the exact opposite, and you're left even more confused than when you started.
Yeah, you are definitely not alone in that. But what if you had, I don't know, like a decoder ring? What if you could see the hidden structure behind the kind of health content that actually earns your trust? Well, that is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to pull back the curtain and see how credible, engaging health explainers get built from the ground up.
See, it turns out there's a professional playbook out there, a real set of principles for scripting, for tone, for visuals, and it's not designed to trick you. It's designed to bring you clarity. And once you understand this blueprint, you become a much sharper consumer of information. Okay, let's get into it.
So, where did we even get this blueprint? Well, our source for this is something you almost never get to see, an actual production playbook, the kind used to create a real health video. We're going to deconstruct the exact instructions a creator gets, and in doing so, reveal the very deliberate choices that separate the trustworthy content from all the noise out there.
Okay, right off the bat, the first rule is all about focus. This isn't just for anybody. It's specifically for a mature audience, people aged 40 to 70. Now that tells the creator they need to be thoughtful, respectful, and super clear, avoiding all the flashy trends that might work for a younger crowd. It's really the first step in building trust. Know exactly who you're talking to.
And check this out, the focus on tone. This isn't just about reading facts from a page. The playbook is demanding a specific feeling, a warm, trustworthy voice. And that's a really deliberate choice. It's a tool being used to build a bridge of credibility, making all this complex information feel a little more human, a little more accessible. So let's get into the first big principle from this playbook. We're going to look at the specific writing techniques the script uses to build that credibility, and, just as importantly, hold your attention right from the very first second. Rule number one for any great explainer, you have to make it personal. So instead of starting with some dry statistic, the playbook says you need a hook, a scenario that the viewer can actually imagine themselves in. That creates an immediate emotional stake in the topic. It makes you care. And here is a perfect example of that in action. This line from the script creates this sense of mystery and urgency. And that little phrase, "stay with me until the end," it's a direct promise to you, the viewer. It's saying your attention is going to be rewarded. It's an incredibly powerful way to make sure you keep watching. All right, next up, the playbook insists on avoiding easy answers. Think about it. Trustworthy content, it rarely deals in simple heroes and villains, right? Instead, it shows respect for how complex things really are, and that signals to you that you're getting a thoughtful analysis, not just an angry rant. I mean, this is just a masterclass in building trust. The script immediately reassures you that this isn't some blanket takedown of doctors. Instead, it reframes the whole problem as one of systems and habits, not bad intentions. That nuanced approach is absolutely essential for a mature audience that knows life is rarely black and white. So, after you've built that emotional connection and set that nuanced tone, the playbook calls for a powerful dose of reality. The goal is to use one clear, unforgettable statistic that shows you why this topic matters on a huge scale. And there it is, nearly 50%. Wow. That single number just instantly reframes the whole issue from, maybe a personal problem to a massive public health crisis. It's a perfect example of how one powerful stat can just cut right through all the noise. Okay, so we've covered the words, but an explainer is also what you see. So let's shift gears and look at the second key principle from the playbook, the rules for visual design. And these are all about maximizing clarity and minimizing confusion. And the rules here are fascinating because they're all about making things easier for your brain. The guideline to use a maximum of 1 to 3 visual elements? That's there to stop your brain from getting overloaded. The rule to prioritize graphics over text? That just acknowledges that our brains process images way faster than words. Every single rule is designed to make understanding feel, well, effortless. And you can see the difference so clearly here. On the one hand, you've got visual noise that just distracts and confuses you. On the other, you have a single, clear image, like an illustration of the gut, that actually supports what's being said. The playbook's rule is simple. The whole point of visuals is to help you understand, not to show off. So we've broken down the script, we've broken down the visuals, but why does any of this really matter? Because understanding this playbook changes you from just a passive viewer into a really savvy consumer of information. It gives you a practical toolkit. And let's be crystal clear about this. These techniques, the personal hooks, the nuanced tone, the super clear visuals, they are not designed to manipulate you. They are tools of empowerment.
They're designed to make complex, vital information accessible, understandable, and importantly, memorable.
At the end of the day, this is what it's all about. The goal is to build a bridge, to connect expert knowledge with your understanding. A great explainer doesn't just hand you answers. It actually encourages you to become an active questioner in your own health journey.
So this all brings us to your takeaway toolkit. The next time you're watching a health video, just run it through these 3 simple questions. Number 1, does it earn my trust by acknowledging complexity? Number 2, is it clear, both in its message and its visuals? And number 3, and this is the most important one, does it empower me to think for myself and ask better questions?
And that final point is really the heart of this entire philosophy. This isn't about creating distrust. It's about empowering everyone, both patients and doctors, to put evidence and critical thinking ahead of just unquestioned habits.
Look, in a world where pretty much anyone can be a creator, how we communicate has become just as important as what we communicate. Understanding this blueprint for trust isn't just about spotting the bad information, it's about recognizing and championing the good stuff. It's your best tool for finding clarity in all that noise. So the real question is, what are you going to look for next?